What's up there, you guys? It's going to be your daily tarot guidance reading for Thursday, April the 26th, 2018. So this will be for the collective energies. So everyone who are meant to resonate with this reading, this is for you. I ask Divine Spirit for highest guidance, truth, and clarity for the collective and the surrounding major energies for April 26th, 2018. Alright, so let's see where the major energies are. Two cards that wanted to come out. So you have the Ace of Swords, High Priestess, the Chariot, the Knight of Wands. It's looking very warriorish up in here with all these cards. Alright, Justice. Justice. So you have more major arcanas than all cards, and bottom card is the Temperance with the Angel of Peace. So we have Ace of Swords, victory, overall energy. So if you're looking to make a decision, you're looking to say yes or no, I'm going forth, I'm not going forth with that, or I need that clarity, I feel like this is the day to get it, to seek it, to pick it up, to know, to make a decision that's of your highest good, of the highest good of others. Cut something out of the way. This could be anything, you know, changing your diet, changing your life, making a decision to move forward with the career, something. Doesn't matter what it is, whatever it is for you, if you even resonate. But the High Priestess represents the angel of power. And this is the challenging energy. So it's really recognizing the power of your intuition, the power of your internal information. So our higher selves know each and everything about us. Our internal compass knows the way. It is far, more intelligent and advanced than our ego mind, our ego perception of things, our human perception. So our inner knowing, all of the information that we've gathered, whether it's through this lifetime subconsciously, whether it be our direct source connection to spirit, we already know all of the information, but it's trusting that we know what's already within us. So it's like we're not really trying to figure things out. We already know the answer. It's just tapping into that knowingness and being confident enough to rely on your own intuition, rely on your direct source of information, which comes from the Most High, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It might be a little bit challenging to trust in this information or to even tap into that inner knowing, because we're all intuitive. Some of us use our intuitive gifts differently. Some of us tap into it differently. Some of us feel, some of us know, some of us speak it, some of us walk it. Whatever it is, we all have our own way of gathering our intuition or walking our truth. So it's not one person is more gifted than the other person. We all have spiritual gifts. They're just different. We all have that inner knowing within us. Our higher self knows. It's directly linked to the divine source. So it's just about trusting whatever the information you've gathered, trusting your own information, your own knowledge, your own wisdom first and foremost, before anyone else. The Chariot card represents your suggested approach, which is the angel of guidance. So again, your higher self knows the way. This could very well represent not just an angelic being, but this can represent you, your higher self. So these two energies, can represent the subconscious, the conscious mind, okay? So, certain things on the surface and things that are underneath the surface. So these polar opposite energies can represent choices as well, different paths or decisions to make, different aspects to look at things. But nonetheless, your suggested approach is, I feel like, to follow divine guidance, and you know what that is. I feel like it's also trusting that, if not trusting on your higher self, then trust that you have an angelic team that knows the way and is guiding you and knows what's best, can see things forward. And it's also getting in alignment with that. So, these polar opposite energies can represent balance. You need those polar opposites, but I feel like it's, your heart and your mind have to be on the same path in order to move forward and follow that guidance. It's like your whole entire being has to be in agreement or that one aspect of you has to be more dominant, because the ego can get really loud sometimes, and your ego will tell you why you shouldn't do this, why you shouldn't do that, you should be afraid, you need to protect yourself. And in some cases, the ego is not to be demonized in any way, because the ego can help you, you know, it's your survival, you know, that survival instinct about us. But sometimes it can get ugly, especially if it's self-defeating, especially if it's causing you fear and anxiety, because your higher self doesn't do that. Your angelic guidance, the loving guidance from your angels and your guides and the Most Highs will be discerning, but it will never tell you you're stupid. You know, you got to be careful with your ego, because it will convince you that it's divine spirit sometime by telling you, oh, you got to be scared. You know, it just brings a terrible feeling to you. You can tell when you're being led either by your higher self, divine spirit, or you're being led by the ego and your fears. So your focus, suggested focus, is the Knight of Wands, which represents action, okay? So both cards are kind of action-oriented, the Chariot and the Knight of Wands. So I feel like focusing on what your next approach is. And I'm going to look up what Jaguars mean in a little bit, because I feel guided too. But I definitely feel like this is him shooting his intentions. He has an aim, his focus, where he wants to go, or what his next move is, his target. The more clearer you are where your point of attraction is, the more easier it is to get there. So it's kind of like if you don't really know and you're saying, well, whether I can possibly do that, or maybe I can do that, or let me see first if I should do this, let me see how it goes, rather than just saying, you know what, no, I'm just going to stick to this one thing, I'm going to take this one path, and I'm just going to follow through with it, because it's more of a straight arrow, because it's kind of like if you don't know where you want your arrow to go, it's just going to fly somewhere. You know, there's no real point of attraction. There's no real focus. So I feel like this is you having a distinctive, it's more not distinctive, but decisive energy, rather than being indecisive or being in fear. I'm going to look up what this means, this Jaguar, because angel messages or animal messages, they mean something, as always. Jaguars, reclaim. Says, now is the time to reclaim the fruits of your labor. With discipline, the rewards will surprise you. Patience and silence is important. So the first thing that stood out to me was discipline. So that's kind of the energy of this. So I feel like be very decisive, but also not only being decisive, but be very kind of like a tunnel vision, be goal-oriented, and you have to be courageous with this too, because sometimes it is scary to totally say I'm all in with something, because as humans we want to know if it's going to be successful. We want to know what the outcome is going to be. We want to know if we made the right decision or not. With the Justice card, I feel like whatever ultimately you decide to do, it's going to be the right decision. And I can see why whatever this is, I feel like it's something important. Otherwise, you wouldn't have so many major arcana cards. But I feel like whatever it is, you know that it's going to have a cause and an effect. So you want to make sure that whatever you do moving forward, or wherever you decide, however you decide to move forward, take action, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever your intuition is telling you, I feel you'll know you make the right decision, because you'll feel light, like this feather. You'll feel at peace. You'll feel at ease. Get the angel of peace at the bottom. So you'll know what it is, because you'll feel balanced. You'll feel sure. Even if you're a little bit unsure, you'll feel more sure or more at peace than not. But I feel regardless, there's no fear whether you make the wrong decision or not, because ultimately whatever decision you make, it's going to lead you to the right path in the end regardless. So I always say, it's like a reminder for me with the GPS system. We always have that one destination, that address that we want to get to, or we have to get to. But we can take the freeway, we can take this street, we can take that street. Even if we get lost and we might take the wrong way other than the GPS said to go, sometimes, whether that's spirit or our higher self telling us to go down this path, but our ego was like, no, I'm going to do that. Regardless of that, the GPS is still going to guide you to get to that address, whether you're a little bit late, whether you got to stop and pick somebody else up, whether you made the wrong turn than what the GPS said to do, whether you take the streets, whether you take the freeway, regardless of whatever it is, you're going to get to your destination. That's guaranteed. So there's no right or wrong way necessarily to take your path, because you're always going to be led there. And Spirit's going to make sure of that. You're going to make sure of that. All right. Moving on to the love energies. Let's see what's up with that. I'm going to use the angel reading cards, angel oracle for this, for the love energies. I'm going to ask the angels and the guides, most divine spirit, most high God, divine spirit, please send us truth and clarity and accuracy through these cards in relations to love, relationships of all kinds, for April the 26th, 2018. What are the major surrounding energies for relationships, divine spirit? Come on now. Thank you. Okay. Number 32, angel of divine timing. 36, angel realm. I know what you're saying, Spirit, already with that one. I get it. Angel of clairvoyance. Angel of enlightenment. A lot of spiritual cards, like psychic cards, really. Angel of harmony. The angel of detoxification. Okay? Alright, so angel of divine timing. So when you're receptive, you're more in alignment with divine time. Sometimes divine timing isn't really about this thing. When we usually hear divine timing, we usually think that we're waiting on spirit, and spirit's taking too long, or they will take too long if I got to wait on divine timing. But some of the time, divine timing is waiting on us. So it could be, you know, the more we procrastinate, whether these are things that we know that we have to do, whether these are things that we have to work on within ourselves in relations to love, whether it's getting rid of fears of love, whether it's fear of rejection, whether it's past hurts, whether it's holding on to grudges, resentments, past memories of exes or people that backstabbed you, a fear of being sabotaged or backstabbed, whether it's trust issues. There's so many different energies that it could be that kind of stall things up. Or it could even be indecision when it comes to love, not really knowing what you want, who you want, believing if you can have it or not have it. So it's more that's, I feel this energy is spirit saying they're waiting on you. So this woman, her arms are open. So I feel like it's a sign that, you know, divine timing may be waiting on some of you, or maybe whoever resonates with this, to be receptive and to be open to love in a certain way. Doesn't have to be open to a specific person. It could be just open to receiving love, period, through whether that be loving yourself, whether that be people, you know, loving you, supporting you, complimenting you, showing you their true character, or people wanting to come into your life, whether that be as friends, whether that be potential business partners, love relationships, or your partner. Maybe there's resentment and you're afraid to open up, but there's a need to be receptive, whether that be trusting spirit, or whether that be trusting in your own ability to create or manifest, whatever it is in the matters of the heart, whether it's a relationship or some situation or circumstance. I feel like timing is waiting for you. And it's number 32. So we know 3 is a number of creativity. It could also be like a community. Number 2 is about balance. Could also be imbalance, but it can also represent partnerships, union. So 3 and 2 is 5, and that's divine changes, major shifts, unexpected life changes or changes, period. So when you are open and you're receptive, I feel like you'll create a harmony and balance where you shift things in your relationships with others, yourself, and what you're creating, what you're manifesting if you just open up. But the challenge with this is number 36, the angel realms. I get 2 messages with this. The first thing I picked up, obviously, was animal messages, animal totems. So sometimes, like, you guys might be having a hard time navigating with this whole situation, specifically whatever it is for you. It could be a relationship, it could be a situation in love, or just something in the matters of the heart that's very important to you. I feel like sometimes you might need validation outside, and I feel like Spirit's sending you validation through animal messages. So if you notice, I've been talking about them a lot lately. I feel like it's an easy way for us to stay connected in a way that our ego feels comfortable, our human mind feels comfortable, because sometimes numbers don't always give us that clear, direct message. You know, it could go either way. But I feel like animal messages are easy to capture your attention right now for whatever reason. I feel that. Another thing is like animalistic, like your ego. You're very challenged with your ego. It's like you're having a hard time stepping out on faith based upon that animalistic nature. So I don't know if that makes any sense to some of you, but I'm seeing a lot of animals on here. For one, I'm seeing, looks like a horse. I'm seeing doves. I see a whale, I see a wolf, I see a cat, I see a bunny rabbit, a dolphin, a dog, a kitty. It's like a little fish. So I'm going to go all in with all of these. Okay, so dove, I already know what dove means. That's what my name means, white dove. So that's easy, but anyone, you know, it means peace. That's obvious, but in this book, it says peace, but it says a new cycle of opportunities is at hand. They bring a time of peace and prophecy. Mourn and release what has passed for new birth. So that could be a sign for some of you. Pay attention to white doves and their messages representing a new cycle of opportunities, a time of peace and prophecy. Okay? So also mourning and releasing what has passed so that you can have new energy or new beginnings. So let's see with the no more birds. So out of the bird realm and onto the mammals. Let's see what the mammals have. So horses come up. I have my own interpretation of what horses mean. Like, especially when it comes to love, I feel like anytime you see a horse, that represents that you and your partner are coming closer together, whether you're together with this person or not. If you're waiting or seeking love, love is right around the corner. I feel like love is coming in for some of you with that, and your lover is near. So, but in this book, horses represent movement. It says, continue forward in your efforts with discipline. That's the second time that word came out tonight, discipline. New journeys are ahead. Stretch your freedom and power. So anytime you see a horse, it could represent that for you, movement, discipline, freedom. For some of you, like I said, it could be an omen that person's coming in. So next mammal, I should have went in alphabetical order, which I did not. So we have a cat. Let's do the cat first. Cat represent independence. Mystery and magic is afoot, but you must find your own way of expressing it. Develop your ability to be more independent. Okay, so that's what cats mean. So that could be something that you're struggling with in relation to love as well. Dogs, faithfulness. Be faithful and alert to protect your endeavors and the closest to you. Look at your companionship as it relates to your success. So that's another message. There he is right here next to the kitty cat. Next mammal is the wolf. Or is it the rabbit? I'm trying to go in alphabetical order. So it's the rabbit comes first. Rabbit is wait. Look for fertile signs and use the lunar cycle. If unsure, wait. Answers will become clear within a month. Then movement is assured. So movement came out twice. The lunar cycle, so we have a full moon coming up this week in Scorpio. So if you guys are looking for some sort of clarity, I feel like that will come. Answers will be clear, like the book says. It will be clear, I feel like, around this time. I have no doubt about that. So that's what rabbits mean. So let's see what wolves mean, and then we'll move on to, because sea life, Do they have sea life? Yeah, they do. In their own message for sea life. But wolves represent guidance. It says, though not apparent yet, change is occurring. Trust in self to find your path. Take control. Protection surrounds you in journeys. Okay? So that's your message with the wolf. So let's see what the whale represents and the dolphins and the fishes. Okay, so dolphins is the first alphabetical. Where are the sea lives? Wouldn't dolphins classify as sea life? I guess not. I guess I gotta go back to the mammals. Whatever. Okay, yeah. So dolphin is new promise. It says, use the creative power of communication for best success. New growth is promised if you pursue new methods. Okay. Let's see. Whales. Do they have whales in here? Yep. Okay. So whales represent inspiration. Blessings of spirit are coming. Creative inspiration surround you. Act upon it. Dive deep and sing forth your creativity. That's what dolphins mean. Fishes. I skipped them. I'm sorry. We'll get through this. I promise you. Okay. They don't have like this. I don't know what kind of fish this is. So it's not a goldfish. I don't even know what it is. But you guys can look up what fish means on your own. But yeah, I don't know what kind of fish that is. Actually, that's a stingray. And yeah, that's a stingray. Okay, I promise you guys, I'm almost done. But I feel like these have messages in them. So that's why I'm doing it. And I promise we'll move on. Stingrays represent staying on course. It says, trust in your own inner guidance. You will find what is beneath the surface. Stay on course and trust your inner guidance. Do not hesitate to act. Okay, so that's the message with the animals. Moving on, because I kind of spent a lot of time on that one card. But clairvoyance represents your suggested approach. So spirit always wants us to trust in our inner guidance, our higher self. Maybe this represents our angels, our guides. But that inner knowingness is what spirit's telling you to lean upon right now. So approach the situation by trusting in your intuition, your guidance, your truth. Clairvoyance speaks to more of your visions, your, clairvoyance could activate or work through your dreams. It could also be premonitions. It could be, your imagination, the things that you're envisioning. So pay attention to your dreams right now. Pay attention to your gut feelings, even though that's more of a clairsentient thing. But just trust in your wisdom, your own guidance right now, because you are being divinely guided. And like I said, you can tell the difference between what is your higher self, your intuition, divine spirit, versus the ego, the lower self. So your suggested focus is angel of enlightenment. So focus on a lot of things I feel like are revealing themselves to you. The fact that there's all these birds flying around, these are messages so many messages and synchronicities, so many signs that you've gathered over time, or you will come to recognize. And I feel like everything is going to make sense. Again, this person is open and receptive, and so is this card, the last card. Their arms are open. So that's a sign of trust, receptivity, vulnerability, willingness. So I feel, trust in where you're headed and where you're going, but focus upon the messages that you get. And when you get them, if they stand out to you, you don't really want to look for something. When you look for something specifically, that's not really being divinely guided, or that's not really signs or synchronicities. But when it naturally just shows itself to you and it stands out and you question it, but sometimes we question things, but if it comes to you and you're like, this means something, more chances than not, it does mean something. And I feel there's so many different messages that you'll be receiving, or that you've already received, and more to come that kind of make sense and put everything together. So I feel like Spirit wants you to be just receptive to however many ways they're speaking to you, what they're showing to you. And when you see it, you'll know that it's significant. So the conclusion is the Angel of Harmony. So like the Justice card, she has her scales that she's weighing. So it's so funny I said this. But you'll feel at peace with, and then there's the doves again. So whatever decision you make, you're going to feel at ease. You're going to feel at peace with it. You might have that little bit of uncertainty because, of course, our human mind is like uncomfortable. They don't really know. But ultimately, whatever your heart decides to do, it's going to be the right decision or choice. There's going to be maybe some coming togethers, maybe some forgiveness that happens. Maybe, you know, balance comes into relationships where things can be harmonious and peaceful between you and another, or you and others, or yourself most importantly. But something is going to come together. So no matter what decision you make, like I said, ultimately it will be the right one. But I feel like you know by the way that it feels, and you'll feel very peaceful, and you'll feel very sure of yourself, and you'll feel balanced more than not. So Angel of Detoxification, there is going to be some clearing and some cleaning out some things. So it's not without work and effort. You are still needing to let go and release of what no longer serves you. There's a lot of parrots in this card, so I can't just skip that. You know I can't do that, y'all. And I feel like they have messages. I really, really do. I feel like animals speak to us too. And Spirit is not bringing that up for no reason. Parrots, where you at? Parrots represent diplomacy. So develop and use power of speech for success. Be diplomatic in your activities. New understanding of others is coming. Okay, so detoxification. So there's clarity that's coming. I feel like transformation with the butterflies. There's also a lot of changes that are happening. So in order to bring change and to bring success and to know yourself better and to know others, you are going to have to release old energy. So this could be you kind of holding yourself back from welcoming new energies, or, you know, energies of forgiveness of others, or getting to know new people because of old energies. So that's what I'm picking up with that. Let's pick a card with the Lenormand deck. Alright, so 3 cards, as always. I'm going to ask the Most High God, Divine Spirit, ask for highest guidance, truth, and clarity to come through these cards, that whomever is drawn to these cards and whatever they choose, whichever card or cards they choose, that it will speak to them with truth, clarity, insight, accuracy, love, and healing. Thank you, Divine Spirit. So that's enough shuffling. If you have a yes or no question, you can ask with these cards. Or if you just want to know an energy about something or guidance, that works too. Okay, that's enough shuffling. I feel like they're like, stop shuffling. So I'm going to pick 3 piles of cards. So whichever pile sticks out to you, or maybe 1 or more piles will stand out to you. So there's card 1, 2, and 3. So I'll give you guys a moment to meditate on the card that resonates with you the most. So yeah, before we do that, before we meditate, personal readings, you guys, hit me up on my website, waluchildreadings.com. Just be sure to sign up before purchasing a reading. Also, if you guys are in a need of emergency reading way before my usual time frame, once you purchase an emergency reading, you'll get it within 24 hours. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll leave the link below in the description box. For just quick mini readings, just you have a quick question or a couple of questions you want to ask, or just need a little quick emergency reading, you guys can hit me up on Instantgo, which is a mobile app for iPhone users only for right now. Also, if you guys want to follow me on social media, you guys can do so as well. Missing something. Oh, my Taurus is out there. My fellow Tauruses, happy birthday to you, by the way. I am doing a birthday reading for you guys. If you're interested and you're a sun sign Taurus, it's very affordable. You guys can hook yourself up with one, or if you have a sun sign Taurus in your life, you can hook them up with the birthday reading. That is available now until May the 21st. So I'll leave all of that in the description box below. Alright, so without further ado, you guys can meditate on your cards that resonate with you, and I'll go ahead and reveal them. Okay, hopefully you guys got your card. So, card number 1, those are drawn to this pile of cards. You have the dog. Oh, here's another animal totem, right? So, Mr. Doggy, he's a yes card. So, if you ask the question, it's a yes. He can represent the 10 of hearts, so like the 10 of cups. So, this could be emotional fulfillment. It also can represent friendships, okay? So something to do with friendships, companion, loyalty. Could also be for some of you a positive sign of a healthy friendship because you guys have, or healthy relationship, or, you know, reliability because you have the tree. And the tree is the 7 of hearts. This is a maybe card, but for the sake of this, I feel like this is more of a message that I feel like you guys do have rooted safe connections, or you will have a safe, rooted, deep connection that's based off of true friendship and loyalty, trust, true companionship. This can represent family. Some of you guys, this is maybe representing a new addition to the family, like a dog. Some of you guys could be getting a dog or a new pet or something. But I feel, you know, there's healing. So maybe some of you guys will find healing through your pets right now. Regardless if you have dogs, a cat, a snake, something, you guys will find healing with dogs, or your, you know, pets. Maybe even just some sort of healing that comes maybe through animal messages. Like if you guys have a favorite animal totem or something, because that's like a heavy energy I keep picking up. But there's blessings. I feel like there may be some needing, you know, some need to get grounded and focus on your loyalty, whether you're being loyal to yourself, whether you're loving yourself. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you your own best friend? Do you love yourself? There's so many messages that's coming up with that card. That's what I'm picking up. Okay, card number 2. Those of you drawn to this, it's a yes with the sun. And the sun is the Ace of Diamonds. So this could be a good financial omen for some of you guys, or a new beginning. This could represent an opportunity for something new. Definitely a stable beginning because you have the anchor, which does denote stability. So this is double yes cards though, because this is a yes card too. But it could represent that this is a positive energy. This is a new beginning. This is a yes card. This is also a yes for, you know, some sort of stable energy, like a new beginning, a new home, a new job, a new relationship, you know, a fresh new start or beginning a new move, something positive that's coming from this. So that's what I'm picking up. All right. Card 3. So you have 2 no cards, but this would be a no if you guys asked a question. So this is a 9 of diamonds. The 9 of diamonds could represent independence. So it could also represent, you know, reaping a harvest of something that you've invested in. It could represent being happily single. But I do feel that this is more of a positive energy because it might not be positive for some of you to see this card, but there's a new, you know, this is an ending of stagnation, I feel. Oop, sorry. So ending of stagnation with the tower. This tower in this deck does represent the government. It can also represent isolation. So I feel like it's an ending of that. If you guys have isolated yourself or you felt, this could be someone coming home from jail or something, or this could be an ending of a court case or something. But there's going to be a change. There's going to be endings, of course, that come with this. But nonetheless, I feel it's an ending of getting out of a stagnant energy. Okay? So that's your reading, you guys. Much love to you guys as always. I thank you so much for watching. This is like a 40-minute reading almost. But if you guys hung in there, this reading resonated with you, much love to you guys. I thank you so much for watching. Till the next reading.